Hey, you guys, on today's show, our diversity fun continueth over in Minnesota with our Somali friends, and the plot is thickening on all fronts on that. So stick around for all that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box. Show your fucking money.
Okay, Somalia is really the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, people are asking, what can you tell me one thing a Somali person brings to the society that could be considered a positive? And everyone's like, that's a tough one. Oh, I know. They've gotten us to uncover a lot of fraud around the country. A few things have gone on this week that I don't really have a lot of funny Leering Center videos for you to share.
Of course, he did not see any children here. He came at 10 a.m. We are only open from 1:30 a.m. to 1:35 a.m. We will not stand for these lies.
That I'm sure everyone has seen a million times anyway, but the things I want to talk about are the ways this is kind of morphing into something else. And it's morphing into, really, this is seriously the finding out portion of our broadcast. Okay, so first of all, this week, which I thought was so great, the Trump administration is like quietly ratcheting up the pressure on these filthy leftists, like Tim Walz, Governor Jazz Hands, called him by his dead name. His real name is Governor Jazz Hands. Jakey Fry over there singing and dancing with the Somalis and trying to choke down Somalian food. Katie Flanagan, the lieutenant governor of Minnesota. And of course, Ilhan Omar. All of these people are in so much trouble. Okay, so let's discuss the first thing that I think is really hilarious. Now, on a side note, and this is going to sound a little SJW, so trigger warning, okay? But it's not meant to be. It's meant to be like the highest of compliments. Scott Bessent, our Treasury Secretary, and I'm going to get to how brilliant he is in a second, but he is gay. Peter Thiel, who is an associate with the Trump administration, he is gay. Rick Grinnell, who I can't remember what Rick Grinnell is doing, but he's doing something, and he's fantastic. He is gay. And I'm trying to think, maybe there's like one or two more. But my point is this, is that none of these men wear their gayness like a badge of honor. Like, oh my God, by the way, hi, my name's Scott, I'm a homosexual. Like, not one of them is leading with that, because they're conservatives and they're normal gay people and they're normal human beings. Because straight people don't walk up and wear their homosexuality on their sleeves, like, hi, I'm Angela, I like men, how are you? Like, no, this is what I like about them. Now, here's why Scott Bessent is so brilliant. I'm going to get to this thing that he just did. It was so great. Scott Bessent used to work for George Soros' companies, okay? I'm not exactly sure which one, but it was one of them, and he was very high up in them. He was basically like a conservative mole in this organization, gathering intelligence on them. And when it was made clear that who this guy was and how Trump was looking at him to be Treasury Secretary, of course, some people were like, wait a minute, he worked for Soros, this is a terrible pick. I'm like, no, this is an amazing pick, because he was in there in the trenches with these filthy leftists, and he knows how they think, okay? It was a brilliant pick, and this continues to be brilliant, because here's what Scott Bessent said earlier this week. He said, listen, I'm going to roll the clip so you can see it. He goes, listen, whistleblowers were coming out fast and furious, man. And we thought what would be better to get whistleblowers who actually, maybe they're not the best people in the world, but they won't say no to some $100 bills. So Scott Bessent let it be known that whistleblowers who are coming forward to rat on their fellow Somalis or fellow fraudsters are going to get compensated. Do you not? I mean, y'all, money talks, as we know. And I guarantee you this is going to get real spicy real soon, especially for those aforementioned filthy leftist losers I mentioned at the top of the show. Governor Jazz Hands, Katie Flanagan, who likes to wear hijabs. Ilhan Omar, her married her brother. And who was the other one? Governor Jazz Hands, Katie Flanagan. Oh, yeah, Jakey Fry, the guy who likes to choke down Somalian food. Anyway, let's continue with some other FAFO that we've got going on here. Brooke Rollins, who is the USDA secretary. Now, Trump gave a warning that last week this was coming. He was like, yeah, there's going to be a lot going on with USDA and DHS and all kinds of organizations and outlets over here that is going to be dealing with the Somali problem. Anyway, that was just a tease last week because Brooke Rollins was like, here's my news. Not only did they introduce the new food pyramid, which is such a beautiful poster. It's such a great piece of graphic art. And it just says eat real food. And, that's a whole other video. And I might do that later on the multi-layered thing of the body positive movement and fat acceptance and all that. It's I might have to do a whole video. But the point is this. Brooke Rollins came out and she said, hey, I just want to let y'all know that the Trump administration is now cutting off all, hang on, let me read this, all federal financial awards to Minnesota and Minneapolis effective immediately. So basically, you're not getting any money to pay for all those Somali kids who use taxpayer dollars to go to school. Like, you're not going to be able to do that. So good luck and have fun finding the money. Then there's this. President Trump said that someone was asking him, like, hey, are you going to share information with the state officials in Minnesota, like about the ICE stuff and all that sort of things? He goes, no, I mean, normally, yeah, but these people are a bunch of crooks. Roll that clip.
The state officials there have said that the FBI is not sharing evidence with them. Typically, they would conduct a joint investigation, as you know. Do you believe that the FBI should be sharing evidence with state officials in Minnesota?
Well, normally I would, but they're crooked officials. I mean, Minneapolis and Minnesota, what a beautiful place, but it's being destroyed. It's got an incompetent governor, fool. I mean, he's a stupid person. And it looks like the number could be $19 billion stolen from a lot of people, but largely people from Somalia. They buy their vote. They vote in a group. They buy their vote. They sell more Mercedes-Benzes in that area than almost. Can you imagine? You come over with no money, and then shortly thereafter you're driving a Mercedes-Benz.
So good. Now, finally, Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace is one of these Republicans. He's a congresswoman who I'm like hit or miss about because, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all because that's what I do. I think Nancy, she's definitely out to like be famous, like 100%. And now that Marjorie's gone because Marjorie decided to fall for the biggest Democrat hoax ever, that Trump was in the Epstein files and she had to carry her ass out of there in shame. Nancy's going to try and take that place. She's going to be like the morphed person of like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And sometimes she's good. And again, sometimes I think it's self-serving. But anyway, she was really good this last week, you guys. Like, whatever her motivation is, it's like more of this Nancy Mace. Roll the clip of her basically torching this stupid beta male Democrat witness on what it means for all these Somalis and all the fraud. Roll the clip.
First question is this, Mr. Balyu, this afternoon. Should Somalians in Minnesota be required to speak English, their citizens? Yes or no? Should they be required to speak English if they're American citizens?
I think that question is really inappropriate.
Should they? It's not inappropriate. This is the United States of America. Do you speak English? Should Americans speak English? Citizens speak English? Yes or no?
Point of inquiry, is English the official language of the United States? It's a question.
Mr. Chairman, I'm being interrupted again by another.
That's not a valid parliamentary inquiry.
I would like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
Look, you've broken the law. You didn't come here the way you were supposed to. So this is not going to be a free ride. What's going to happen is you are going to learn English.
Okay, my next question is, should Somalians who committed fraud be denaturalized and deported, Mr. Balyu?
Again,
yes
I'm not sure
no?
That's an appropriate question because the majority of Somali
So if you commit fraud
citizens.
in this country and you are here from Somalia, you don't believe they should be denaturalized and deported? How much fraud would it take for you to want to denaturalize and deport someone who committed fraud in this country? How much?
Again,
$1 billion, $9 billion, $19 billion? What would it take for you?
most Somali Minnesotans are citizens.
Right. And the ones that committed fraud, the question was, if you understand English, should be those who committed fraud, should they be denaturalized and deported? The Somalians who are here, the ones that can't speak English.
Yeah, so under U.S. law...
Okay, my next question for you
Can I please finish the question?
No, you can't, because you're not answering the question. My next question is, this is yes or no. If you marry your brother and you commit immigration fraud, should you be denaturalized and deported? If you commit immigration fraud, yes or no?
Again, that question seems really inappropriate. And if I can get back to your question...
Well, you can't answer my question, so that's probably more inappropriate. Can you name one significant contribution to Minnesota from a Somali immigrant who can't speak English?
Absolutely, yes. But again, this is...
You didn't name one.
I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration. But they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it.
Okay, I mean, there's so much more, y'all. I mean, there's so much fraud. Trump is saying, you know, California, get ready. Illinois, get ready. New York, get ready. And our wonderful vice president took center stage last week, and he basically commandeered a White House press briefing and just schooled them for a solid 45 minutes. No notes, no nothing, like a boss. He let it be known that the Trump administration was going to be appointing a specific attorney, a department in the Attorney General's office, just to look at the fraud. Roll that clip.
And efficiently as possible is we are creating a new Assistant Attorney General position who will have nationwide jurisdiction over the issue of fraud. Now, of course, that person's efforts will start and focus primarily in Minnesota, but it is going to be a nationwide effort because, unfortunately, the American people have been defrauded in a very nationwide way.
They're trying to distract us with everything, as we can see with this case of Renee Good, but it's not going to work. Like, this is all coming out, okay? And it's going to get real spicy real quick. So I am here for it. All right, that's where we're going to leave today's show. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And remember to keep kicking ass and taking names. And, I almost forgot to say it, thy will be done. Peace!